back to your hour. I'm here with Jamie Whitfield, and Jamie is my assistant as well as a sales associate here. And if if you haven't been watching, you won't know this, but we'll kind of catch you up quickly. Uh, Jamie has been through recovery from addiction, and she's really made a remarkable amount of progress, in my opinion, in a short amount of time. And I wanted to ask you, Jamie, the recovery process is not a one and done type thing. It's something that is ongoing probably for the rest of your life.
Yes, yes, it is.
So, what in this process, what have you learned about yourself?
I've learned a great deal. That's a good question. I've learned through all this that who I am, really, truly, and I've been allowed, without the use of drugs, to embrace who I am. And I love her. I love myself today. I truly believe that I'm a queen, and I no longer have to search for who I am through, filling them voids with drugs anymore.
Right. So, um, the recovery process itself is pretty intense. I mean, I know that you have Zoom meetings that you attend. You have one-on-one meetings that you attend. You meet with several of the people in Oxford House, and you guys kind of support each other.
Yes, we do.
And it's a real ongoing thing.
Yes, it is, and it takes that amount of, I guess, dedication to your top priority in your life, which is my recovery, to maintain it. I feel like we were talking about earlier. Just it's a lot of repetitive things. I'm always going to meetings, NA meetings, and I desire that fellowship. I need that support and that fellowship, not to feel like I'm alone.
Right.
And there's times where I'm going through situations where I just maybe need to have a meeting just to listen, or just be able to vent about what I'm going through and get some suggestions,
Yeah.
and just knowing that I'm not alone is enough sometimes to just maintain that, your recovery and your sobriety.
Well, I think in any case where you've got something that a traumatic event that you're trying to recover from, um, the support group is very important because of the fact that if you have reason to know that you're not alone and that there are other people who have been through similar circumstances, they can help guide you through it, and you can do the same for others along the way. And it's a critical part of the whole journey, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I couldn't do it without the NA fellowship that I have, as far as, attending my meetings regularly, and staying in contact with my sponsor as well, and working my steps, because it's just a major part of working a recovery program. It's all about working through that stuff that made you want to use, every day of your life until you have reached, your in, recovery. So, it's just something that it's ongoing, and with the support and help of others, and, your sponsor, and just knowing who you are and what you want, because it's still a choice you have every day if you want to use or not. So, having them priorities in place, it just all falls together.
Well, and when you said that you have to make the choice every day whether you want to use or whether you use or not, um, to me that's a critical part of the whole puzzle, because every day when you wake up, you make the decision. Do I get dressed and go to work, or do I go out on the streets and
Yes.
find some more drugs?
Yes.
It is a decision. It's a conscious decision, and you really need. Um, the drugs have an allure, because of the fact that, you're not yourself, and you don't, when you're on the drugs, you don't feel everything that you feel when you're clean.
Yes.
And sometimes that has a particular appeal to you.
Yes.
So how do you counteract that?
I just look out the windshield and not the rear view mirrors. To me, when I look at the big picture of things, I love who I am today. I love the life that I have. I'm not passing up any of God's gifts that He's given me every day. And when I was out there on the streets, I was passing them up left and right, just taking advantage of just having my children, taking advantage of, just life itself. And so I just look out the windshield, and no longer the rear view mirrors, because the big picture of it all, if I do not stay clean, I will have nothing. And that is just so major, point in my life where I know how it feels to not have anything.
Right.
And I no longer want that in my life. And so, sometimes it's like when you have, an angel on one side and the devil on the, other, and they both appear right when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And so you got that little devil telling you, let's go use. But, you have the angel on the right side telling you, we're going to stay clean another 24 hours, and it's just, there again, it's just your choice that you make, and I just look at the whole big picture of it all. Like, I love who I am today. I love that I'm being prepared to be able to carry on a message of, we all are deserving, that are suffering, addicts or in recovery. We're deserving of our life that we're given, and that's to be clean and free of drugs. And we all deserve that if you desire that.
Well, and your relationships with your kids, those suffered
Yes, they
when
did.
when you weren't clean.
Yes, they did. Majorly for 3 years. I missed out on a lot of things because I was too high to either attend or even, really care, or lost track of time.
Yeah.
Sometimes one day would lead into 3 because I was sleep deprived, so, I tell you too, I'm learning not to parent out of guilt now,
Yeah.
and we have growing relationships, that we're still growing together, and they're still loving and understanding, and they're very supportive of my recovery.
Very good.
Yes.
Well, I bet they're just tickled to death to have their mommy back.
Yes, they are.
Well, Jamie, it's always a pleasure visiting with you, and we'll have you back here next week if
Yes.
you don't run off. And another
I'm not
inside
going
joke. Anyway, but I think that there are a lot of people out there that really need to hear this message,
Yes.
and I'm hoping that they're paying attention.
Yes, me too as well.
So we'll be back in just a couple minutes with John Ellert from Gallery 12 with his First Friday exhibit.